Ah, what a lovely view in the hunter's dream. It's just me and the totally steelless automaton. Oh well. Let's get back to business, shall we?
So yeah, welcome back to Bloodborne.
No, where things are very British.
Yes, probably
I mean, they've
tucked.
been British since the first Dark Souls.
To be fair, Grims, this is
This one's extra British.
yeah, exactly. That's the extra crispy Britishness. The only thing that would be missing if Yharnam would instead called one of those particular British town name like Sproulston, Templemere, or Badger Shagging or something.
Badger Shagging, what?
Like, don't tell me that it's not. It's okay. One of these names is fake. You obviously know which one, but you don't tell me it wouldn't be an actual possibility of a place called like that.
Like, we literally have a place in the UK called Cockamouth, okay?
Alright, let me check something because I teleported accidentally.
I mean, there's a town in Austria called fucking.
To be fair, Grims, that's an actual, language difference that can lead to a genuine mistake. It's more, akin to if the actual, English language does that. Let me talk to Josefka for a second.
You are safe.
Like, badger shagging is perfectly within the realm of possibility to name a place in this country.
Please,
Okay, no, okay. I was just needing to check in something with Josefka. Don't mind me. Anyway, that's where we're left off. We're still in Yharnam, in the outskirts of Yharnam, but I'm afraid that for this part we have to go in the sewers. Lovely.
Sewer level, yay.
At the very least, we can
Is this
get
the ultimate aim of the game, to unlock that door?
Surprisingly, no. Well, it is an important side quest. Yes, we'll get there eventually, Dweebs. But it's not plot critical unless you want to get a specific condition. Okay, these enemies are particularly cool. I've also been a bit rusty, so forgive me. Ow. You might also have noticed, I don't think this enemy does it, but you might have noticed that some of the enemies actually talk in this game. It's actually something different from the usual, from software standard.
They're gonna shit talk you the entire time.
Okay, the boss is doing that, it's nothing too new, occasionally it did happen, but again, it probably serves to reinforce the whole thing about the town. There you go. The town itself, having the outbreak in the meantime instead of, you coming in the aftermath. Which is refreshing, admittedly.
The apocalypse is still happening.
It's the hunt, of the night. So, yeah, the night of the hunt, so yes. Ow. See if I can manage to actually get a decent parry. No. Come on.
I hope I'm this chill when I play Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight works more like of a traditional Metroidvania, so you have to think more like of stuff like, properly Metroid. The major... Oh, let me check the colors. I'll have to about gemstone. The main thing about Hollow Knight is that it's also an actual proper platformer, meaning that it requires a lot of pogo stick, juggling. More so Silk Song than the original. The original has the infamous optional sequence that is a nightmare to platform through. But Silk Song just goes, even more on that.
Yes, I have seen. But I did buy Hollow Knight for myself because I was bought Silksong.
I thought that it was Deju gifted that to you.
Deji gifted Silksong. I never played Hollow Knight.
Right. Okay.
So I bought that for myself.
Let me see. I forgot where the entrance to the sewer is. Let me ask, a kind fellow person behind this door if they can help.
I'm sure they'll be very helpful.
Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with
Where's
it.
the sewer? You're already there. But this is London.
Piss
Exactly.
off. Sorry, it needs to be British. Sod off. Okay, maybe it's a bit up ahead. So this is actually going to be publicized in October, mid-October at the very least, so, it's more apt with the coming Halloween festivities. So in the meantime, Dweebs, have you seen something in particular?
I've seen a movie in the cinema just today.
What was it called?
A movie. I keep forgetting its name.
A goofy movie.
One Battle After Another, that's what it's called.
With Leonardo DiCaprio,
It was...
I think.
Yeah. It was really, really weird.
I know.
I won't go too much into it because spoilers.
I have seen one work from the director that he did previously, which is called Licorice Pizza. But I'm not being particularly a fan of that movie, not obviously for the title, it's just more indicative of anything, obviously. But more so the fact that as a story, which is a coming-of-age romance comedy drama, I really was not particularly enticed by it. And apparently I checked through the filmography of the person. Apparently the entire gimmick is that his movies are critically acclaimed, but they sell poorly at the box office for some reason. So I wonder if that's gonna happen for this one too, especially because I was noting it with Jova yesterday. This particular movie, Leonardo DiCaprio, apparently has a very, very high budget, at least 120 million. So it needs to actually do a lot to stay afloat. Alright, tell you what, let me just go completely through, because I don't remember exactly where the entrance is.
I don't know when they'll be going up, but there is something for you guys to look forward to. The return of our Godzilla movie commentaries.
Well, kinda, sorta. We did not do that much. So
yeah, but we've done
Raids Again and the dub of the first movie.
Well, it's not a dub, sort of.
Like, American version. I wouldn't even call it Americanized version because it is the original, just with some level of footage in between, with the brilliant character of Steve Martin in it.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, Steve Martin is a solid dude.
In more ways than one. Alright, let me see if I can barge through the mess, because I don't want to waste time having to fight them. The bullets are not too difficult to dodge, it's more like avoiding the physical attacks. Here you go.
Also, I'm planning for my next cinema film to be The Smashing Machine.
Okay, that's the first
What
time
is that?
Yeah, first time I heard it too.
It's a movie starring Dwayne Johnson, where he plays a real-life MMA fighter.
Okay. Which I guess that's the title of the movie. You know, this is his ring title.
Yeah, so my guess is. I mean, I don't watch MMA.
I know that they tried to push a bit a video game based on that, which had as a guest fighter, you know, Bruce Lee, that you could make, but that was kind of it. That's the gunner. And okay, from here the entrance to the sewer should be more quick to reach. Because I'm on the backyard, there you go, of a bridge. Ah, there we are. Yes, because the entrance is instead here.
Oh, and yeah, we've like, in terms of Nintendo stuff,
Go on.
we're going to be bidding farewell to Bowser at the end of the year.
So, yeah, so we're taking
Mario's getting a new villain.
yeah, we're taking Bowser and you know on the back of a Nintendo, you know, building and shoot him in the head. Instead, it's the glorious
they're
return of
bringing
No, it's even better. We're gonna bring back Tatanga.
What game is he from?
The first Super Mario Land. It was actually, you know, the villain that kidnapped Daisy. So, you know.
Nah, they're gonna bring back Fawful as like a deep cut.
Well, Fawful is relatively known, and the RPG series has not, you know, been dormant for that one. Tatanga literally is just one appearance, you know, on the Game Boy. Okay, technically speaking, he made an appearance in the second Mario Land as a mini boss, kinda, but that was kinda it.
Honestly, that guy's even less memorable than Wart.
I mean, Wart, you know, had the whole dream gimmick going for as a setting, but Tatanga at the very least, you know, he's an alien, so it's kind of something that was relatively new for the Mario franchise at the time. Although it's worth noting that, you know, Bowser was... that's the one thing that, you know, the English translations of the games never mentioned. That Bowser in Japanese is considered an actual demon. That's what his title officially is, a Demon King Koopa. That's why he's able to use magic, you know, on his own, and Kamek is a high profile, you know, character in his army. Okay. I need to make sure that those two can be put down, but there are also the rats at the end. Ish. Gotta be just long.
Giant rats.
Yeah. The plague of the beast spreads through, even in the sewers. Oh. I'll try instead to move over from the other side. I can reach the sewers also from a different entrance. It's just a bit. Yeah, it's just that we need to pass through the place that had the old lady. So.
And there was too much happening there.
Which means I think I simply can just use the shortcut that I unlocked. Like I said, one particular gimmick for this game is that your, you know, health potions, the blood vials, there you go, do not respawn with you when you are at the equivalent of a bonfire. So if you actually run out, you actually have to actually buy them. The, you know, good news is that they cost a pittance, so, you know, it's not too big of a deal, but it's worth important remembering, because a seasoned Dark Souls veteran might instead, you know, be, have the memory of thinking that it's just fine, when it's not, so... And like I said, a lot of the enemies tend to drop them like candies anyway, so... Alright, if I recall correct, yes, that's where the old lady is. So I need to instead move here. If I recall correctly, there's an extra entrance on this side. Yes, there you go. Especially because if I recall correctly, if I go here, there should be, yes, an NPC I can talk to. Another one. A stylish lady with a raven beak mask. Let's talk to her.
Oh. A hunter,
She has a very
and
northern
an
British
outsider.
accent. Up north
What a
as we
mess you've been
label
caught
it.
up in. And tonight of all nights. Here. To welcome the new hunter.
I love the way she says hunter. We'll get the bold hunter's mark.
Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry
Manchester.
beasts now.
Yorkshire, maybe?
Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts.
Okay, don't remember how it specifically is spelled, but she's called Aileen the Crow.
No
That's not a
matter.
spoiler.
Without
So I don't
fear in
remember
our
actually who
hearts.
she's voiced
A
by.
little different from the beasts themselves.
And we get the shake of cape gesture from her. We can get her set later,
What are you
obviously.
still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
A hunter must hunt.
We haven't been given a chance to leave yet.
Can you check?
Go away.
Can you check, please, in the meantime, who she's voiced by? Like I said, I don't remember how her name is properly spelled, but she's called Aileen the Crow, so it's not too, it shouldn't be too difficult to find. In the meantime, I need to take the plunge and drop on these people.
I think it's pronounced Eileen.
Possible. Remember, her title is The Crow, so that probably should be, a better way to find her name.
Jacqueline Botswain.
Is she from Yorkshire?
No, she was born in Bedfordshire. Which is
Yeah.
which is a bit down south, actually.
So they asked, from someone from the southern region to do a northern accent. Interesting.
I don't know. In terms of stuff that she's been in Grange Hill,
Mm-hmm.
where she played a headmaster.
I guess it's another British soap.
Yeah, it was like the most well-known British school soap for 30 years.
You have to remember, Graves, I'm not as versed on the matter.
And in terms of other video games she's been in, she's been additional voices in Assassin's Creed 4, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth.
Okay, that's pretty standard. But I find it more hilarious that someone with that kind of range for a British accent was not, employed to voice in the Assassin's Creed game that takes place during Victorian London times, Syndicate.
I guess it's as good as mine there.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
Speaking of creepy places, I've recently been to Edinburgh, and therefore I went to the Edinburgh Dungeon.
I'm pretty sure with that you just angered the general scout population.
I was talking about the dungeon. I just said I've been to Edinburgh in a general sense.
It's the way it was
I mean-
phrased.
Yeah, I didn't mean to imply Edinburgh was scary. Although there was actually one thing I found out to my dismay. Highlander 2 was telling the truth. There literally is bagpipe music everywhere.
Yes, there is.
It's literally
I thought that film
labeling.
was just making it up, but no. Highlander 2 of all things is reality.
It's literally labeling with the "Let me sing you the song of my people."
Which is baffling because that movie was filmed in Argentina.
I don't know what to tell you.
You're still getting the bagpipes.
Well, Argentina...
Yeah, I know, but it's more the case that in Argentina it was mostly, people from my country and Germany apparently emigrated. That's where the stereotype of the secret fascist cabals that want to overthrow, the world are concentrated there comes from. Alright, let me use this to actually go through that ladder. And no, I don't think it's a step ladder.
There's difference anyway.
Especially because, if I recall correctly, this unlocks another shortcut and should give me an important item that can help me for an upcoming boss fight. Yes, there you go. Okay, on this direction there are more crows, or ravens. Never more indeed. Have any of you two read anything actually from Edgar Allan Poe?
No.
Not for some time.
I know that for my literature class they maybe read Pete and the Pendulum, which was not exactly the best reading, to be honest. I did like the Revealing Heart.
Oh, and also speaking of Edinburgh, went to its Fox store, which is owned by the people that own HMV. And I bought a couple of Blu-rays. The Exorcist.
The original, I guess.
Yeah, it includes the original
what a movie.
version. It includes the original version and the extended cut. Whichever one we do, I'm not sure.
I don't know anything much on the matter.
And Aliens.
The second Alien movie. Let me give me just a second, Lips, to talk to. There's another door I can knock to.
Wretched outsider.
Can I go one fucking door without getting insulted just from being outside of your fucking town? Holy shit, you people! I don't know what to tell you, Lips. I think Midsummer Murders was on point.
So that's why half the people at that show were murdered. They were rude.
Like, I'm pretty sure the one crime that they were not committing was cannibalism, and I'm pretty sure it might be in an episode that I haven't watched.
Well, it's been on for so long, you might find it eventually.
God. Anyway, on more present news, I know instead who's behind these actual windows, so let's talk to the person in question.
Will they be nice enough?
Yes, she's a little girl.
But I know that smell. Are you a hunter?
I don't know actually what her name is, so I don't know who her voice actress is. Her father is a hunter, but obviously he hasn't come back, and she wants, potential help. So, and also her mother too. So let's give her a hand. Why not?
Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red.
We need to find her mother, which wears a red jewel brooch.
Beautiful. You won't.
Apparently.
Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum,
And
Look at this
apparently,
music box.
she also needs this, a tiny music box. Sorry, a tiny music box. We will check the description in a second.
It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it. My mum wears a red jeweled, it's so big. Oh, and if you please.
Okay, let me use this time to check quickly the... There you go, a small music box received from a young Yharnam girl. Plays a song shared by her mother and father. Inside the lid is a small scrap of paper, perhaps an old message. 2 names can be made out, however faintly. Viola and Gascogne. Or Gascoigne, I don't know how it's pronounced because the name is not vocally pronounced in the game. So that's instead, 2 people we potentially have to find soon enough. Anyway, this also creates a shortcut that helps me reach the sewer better. Continue, Dweebs.
Well, I got the Blu-ray because it includes the director's cut of Aliens.
Yeah. Again,
That, and I've heard pretty bad things about the 4K disc of it.
I don't know about that. I know that James Cameron is going on a very weird spree in recent times by, making quote-unquote 4K versions of some of his movies by having AI enhancements that are not particularly good at all. And I don't know why, because his entire shtick is to be a perfectionist, making sure that every single minute detail works out.
Maybe he's
Using
lost his
AI
perfection.
is kind of against that.
I know, but like I said, when it comes to, non-generative or like local, that is done for explicit purpose of, improving textures or pixelated stuff, like what Square Enix has been doing for a lot of their masters. I'm more lenient towards that, especially because the results tends to be more efficient and it doesn't predate on people's existing work, usually.
Yeah.
But again, when it comes instead to, being done to movies, I've seen that it works really very rarely, and I don't know why.
Well, AI is like any tool. It can be used correctly or it can be used badly.
Ow, ow. Yeah, it seems that even some of the corpses down here are, still alive in some capacity, and very...
What you're going to say, the corpses are also AI.
Thank God, no.
Yeah, there are different types of AI.
They're programming, most likely. There you go. Yeah, some of their attacks want to just spew vomit on you, so no thank you, I'm not getting your poison. But we get a lot of quicksilver bullets and blood vial from them, so it is a good trade. And that's the other way I could have come from. Ow! I forgot about you, sorry. I'm not dead. Shut up, you'll be stoned in a moment. And now that's the way forward instead. But yeah, what I was saying before, it's also baffling to me that, Disney is very, and I mean very, inconsistent in what kind of versions they put of the movies that they possess on Disney Plus, because it would be kind of no-brainer to put both versions, a regular theatrical cut and an extended director's cut that now currently are available on Blu-rays, both of them as an option to view on your streaming service. But no, most of the time it's just the theatrical cut with nothing else, much else attached to that, and I don't know why.
It's bizarre.
Lazy to an extent, but I don't know. It really feels to me it's just a case of simply uploading the file. It probably, well, for some cases I can understand like the assembly cut of Alien 3, because that is a bit of a special case, rather than being something that was completely. Well, it was officially enough endorsed by Fox to be on the Blu-ray, because it's not a fan-made project. It's still not considerable a director's cut because David Fincher did not, do any work of it, nor did he,
Nor did he want to.
Yeah, He really was just tossed a hot potato for his first major directorial work, and still to this day kind of resent having to work on that. Which makes me wonder why he stuck with working with Fox on things like, you know, Fight Club and Gone Girl, but you never know.
Maybe the executives that did all that stuff to him were changed.
Possible. We have to remember that the reason Alien 3 became the way it was because of the executives back then. There's an entire story attached to that, also another shortcut locked. There's another entire story attached to that that it's too, you know, long to say here, but I will have to mention when me, you, Liz, and Joel will get to Alien 3. But it's almost comical the way, you know, Alien 3's original script was tossed around for a while, and nobody was reaching a consensus, and writers and directors were you know, being passed and money wasted until the chairman of Fox back then imposed basically a veto on his own and says, no, now the movie has to be done under these conditions, and, you know, you cannot do anything about it. And thankfully we did get eventually the movie instead of being cancelled, but it was too much of a mess at that point. Alright, Boulder. Jesus.
But is it a large boulder the size of a small boulder?
I'm not
Is that a
entertaining
reference to
that.
something?
Yes.
I'm not entertaining that.
Also, I'm thinking of potentially watching another Kurosawa movie that I own on Blu-ray in the future. It all depends on my mood and the length.
Like I said,
Like
with,
so far,
I
I've
know-
seen.
Go on.
Let me get the box out. So far, I've seen. I think it was Sanjuro,
Sanjuro, yeah.
and that's it.
I know that you still don't own it, but I really recommend that you get Rashomon. It really is a fun time.
I'm not. I think that's on. I think that's on digital.
Possible.
I mean, I have a bunch of his films on Blu-ray, but yeah, it's on digital.
So it shouldn't be too hard of a watch for you.
Yeah. Well, it says it's on Plex for free, but that's probably got adverts.
Oh shit, I triggered the giant pig instead. Yeesh. Why is the British sewer infested with a giant pig? What do you guys
why
do
wouldn't it
there?
be? Maybe that's that. Maybe that's that creature that Cadicarus came across during his cheats video.
I'm gonna instead chuck it up to the sequel to Charlotte's Web they don't want you to see. Or
There was a sequel?
technically there was actually, but I think it was like only in animated format, but it was bad.
Oh.
Although they are making a new TV miniseries adaptation.
The thing is that
And it stars Amy Adams as Charlotte and Elijah Wood as the adult Wilbur.
thing is that, you know, Charlotte's Web is a relatively short story. It was already baffling how, you know, the fact that it got into a movie format. So,
I mean, we've had movies about even shorter stories.
yeah, like, technically speaking, Total Recall is based on a very short story done by Philip Dick. Alright, let me do something quickly. Let's see. We have got an item in the meantime, the Madman's Knowledge, a skull of a madman touched by the wisdom of the Great Ones, used to gain insight. Making contact with eldritch wisdom is a blessing, for even if it drives one mad, it allows one to serve a grander purpose, for posterity. So here's the step that I haven't talked about yet. Check out the top right corner, please, and you will see the icon of the eye. That means it's our insight. See, this is a game about hunting beasts, but it has a bit of a quirky side to it, let's just say that. If I remember correctly, Shiro, your RP sessions have not led yet to Call of Cthulhu, haven't it?
No.
Okay, because that...
Surprisingly.
that is an entirely different kind of mechanic based on the Lovecraftian mythos, but we're kind of getting a bit ahead of ourselves. This is important because insight allows us to see things that theoretically we shouldn't see, for better or for worse. So let's see. If I
Ooh, horrors.
Man-made horrors VR comprehension, yes.
I'm surprised Cthulhu hasn't been introduced into any of our campaigns.
Let's use this to actually, this was an item to actually go back to the Hunter's Dream, because you may have noticed that I haven't leveled up my stats yet. And unlike in Dark Souls, we cannot do that at the bonfire, or in this case the lantern equivalent to it. So instead, let's use the lantern to return to the Hunter's Dream. Forgot if I mentioned in the first part, but I think in the PS5 version the loading screens are considerably trimmed. And look at that! The automaton seems to actually be alive. Let's talk to her while we're at it, why not?
Hello, good
Oh, when did that
hunter.
happen?
I am a doll. Here in
The
this
character
dream
doesn't
to
have an
look
actual
after
name,
you.
she's referred to as the doll, so I
Honorable
don't
hunter,
remember who she's actually voiced
pursue
by.
the echoes
I seem
of
to
blood,
remember that her voice
and
actress
I will
did
channel
not
them
do that
into your
much work,
strength.
you know, on video game format.
You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit.
Oh, that's nice. So it seems that...
Did you speak with
let's
Yharnam?
keep talking with her for a second.
He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose.
Poor German.
Ah, the little ones, inhabitants of the dream. They find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not. But still, aren't they sweet? Ah,
Okay,
they find hunters like yourself,
thank you.
worship and serve them. Speak.
There you go. The purpose of the
Very
doll
well.
is to actually
Let the
be
echoes
our
become
level
your
up
strength.
gal, as it's been a tradition since the first
Let me
Demon
stand
Souls.
close.
Again, only the first Dark Souls
Now
broke
shut
that
your
tradition
eyes.
by having us, level up at the bonfires. But instead, similar to the other games, we can level up. So we do have a bit of unconventional stats because we skimmed through during character creation. Vitality, your HP. Endurance, the stamina. Strength and skill, the stat required for weapon, respectively strength and dexterity. Blood tinge, if I recall correctly, serves is tied to... no, let me check quickly because there you go. Attribute to the governing powers of weapons that use quicksilver bullets. Determine whether or not you can use certain equipment. It's tied to the guns, basically, if you can manage to actually equip them or not. And finally, Arcane is also a bit quirky, because there are spells in this game, just not the traditional ones that you may think of. So let's use this to put a bit of stat in dexterity, because they're gonna be needed for a weapon that I will acquire later. I know already what to get.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth.
Thank you, miss. Can you check who she's voiced by, Waves? Like I said, her character name is just the doll.
Okay. Iveta Marada Silova.
He voices another character in this game, but I know, but don't say that because it's a bit of a spoiler.
Okay. Yeah, she's not been in much stuff, at least according to IMDb. She was an uncredited role in an episode of The Bill.
Very well, let me.
More British stuff, I take.
Yeah.
Farewell,
Oh,
good
thank
may
you. Let's also use this time, if I recall correctly, to see something. If I recall correctly, by going through here. German might be one of these locations, but no, it's not. He's not here. Sometimes he just doesn't appear in the dream, but sometimes he shows up and he has some stuff to say, depending on in what condition you find him. I can also level up the weapon. Let me see. Yeah, why not? I don't want to repair anything. Cool. Yeah, I don't have an item yet for the extra usage of workshop. The old hunter bell to release the cooperation of all. Okay, the old hunter bell is the item that we need for the not PvP, but to ask players to help us in case, you know, for bosses. Now, I don't expect us to find really anyone outside of NPCs, because this is a 10-year-old game, and while it is exclusive for the PS4, it's very likely that people have just moved on, and these days play something else. But who knows what we'll find. Especially because the way you actually have to interact is weird. I will use the time to get back to where we were to mention that. Basically, in the other games, it was actually simple. You leave a sign on the ground. If a player stumbles into that, they touch that and they summon you automatically. In this, no. You have to use a specific item, your bell, while the other person needs to use their item, another bell that you have in your inventory specifically to resonate, and if the two actually resonate, the person is summoned into your world. It's a bit...
Like calling a butler.
It's yeah, it is cool, kinda, in a way, but it is also unnecessarily complicated compared to previous methods. I don't know why they chose to do that outside of, you know, it looked cool for role-playing, I guess. Let's use the shortcut we unlocked. It means we have to pass through these two big fella, but...
We just wanted to say hello.
With stones? No, thank you.
Yeah, it's a common greeting here in Britain.
I thought that the greeting was being shanked in the street with a knife.
Now, our more common greeting is with a beer held in our hand.
I'm actually curious for the jokes, like, do you actually need a license for actually, you know, having a knife or something?
You're not really supposed to carry them out in public.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, it kind of makes sense. But, you know, I did ask it because there is a series, a web series that I follow that is as a British setting in the 90s in universe. And one of the jokes that they did have was, you know, having a puppy, having to intervene to placate, you know, a bar brawl, and having to de-escalate the situation by pointing out that one of the people there, you know, had an unlicensed knife in a public forum. Let me equip some of the quick short items, specifically also the music box. There you go. We're gonna need it for this that we're about to have. Let me see. No, there are no... Fire is effective. Thank you. Time for special items, but you're in the know, right? Because it's about to have our first boss fight. We could have had one before, but it's technically optional. I think it's best we do this first. It serves also to demonstrate something for the setting. It's another hunter. A cool looking one at that, with that attire.
beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
And unfortunately, I think the blood has gone a bit over the head of this guy. Oh dear.
Oh, actually, no, I think I might have saw Yo Jimbo first.
Okay. Oh, it's, wait, it's Gascogne, the guy that the little girl was looking for. He's a bit aggressive. So, let's see what happens when we play the music box, if I recall correctly, like now. It stuns him for quite a bit, which allows us to, there you go, take a bit of a swing at him. So that's basically what it serves to show us, that the hunters are potentially capable of losing themselves to the, and you know, the whole EU fight monsters and all. So it's a very, right from the get-go, this game really doesn't pull the punches on how it wants to be tragic. More emphasized by the fact that we're fighting in a fucking graveyard. You cannot use the music box to complete, you know, to infinite amount of times, obviously, but it should be just enough to stun him effectively for you to gain the upper hand.
What's that smell?
Blood, probably.
Yes, it's enough to make a man.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
It is enough to make a man mad. Can you check his voice actor, Glibs? I'm sorry.
Father Gascoigne.
Yeah, apologies, I cannot really spell because right now I'm a bit preoccupied.
Connor Byrne.
What else has he done?
Most recently he's been in stuff such as Outlander, Casualty, Elden Ring.
Okay, you came back for that.
And stuff involving Tracy Beaker.
Huh.
More British stuff. Okay.
He's also in Dark Souls 2 as Laddersmith Gilligan.
Oh, okay, that's him. So he managed to swing around from an Irish accent back then to, you know, to this.
He was born in Leicester.
The only thing I know about him is the cheese. Alright, we're gonna give one more try, and depending on how it goes, we'll just call it a day afterward. We have progressed decently enough. Gascoigne is basically your first major, you know, not gatekeeper, but a major hurdle of a boss.
I love looking at the boss health bars in these games, because, like, you are all overcompensating. Get a smaller health bar.
Honestly,
But then I'll die faster.
I also prefer,
They're being silly.
to an extent, I also prefer a bit the approach that Cuphead takes, which doesn't tell you immediately unless you die, because in that case it tells you, oh, sorry, you were actually this close, dipshit.
I do like how Cuphead does it.
Thankfully we didn't waste too much blood vials anyway, and I have enough, but I will grind in between parts for the sake of that. And trust me, there is a particularly interesting way to grind, but we'll have to wait until a certain point, to the point where I will actually use that to show you one particular mechanic that the game actually has in store, specifically this. Also, you might have, you know, missed that, but the moment I enter the boss fight, I had a special effect going around my character, and I gained 1 point of insight. Apparently, just by witnessing a boss happening, your insight meter can actually go up. That is actually, you know, a thing to take note of. More than anything in this game, especially for humanoid boss fight, you don't need to be greedy, because otherwise it will be your doom.
I mean, where's the fun in that?
I mean, this is, you know, pro software. This is not about having fun.
Is that why they're called From Software then? You go from fun to software?
To show your true face.
Well, remember, Dweebs, the entire reason why the company was founded was because a guy in Japan got into a motorcycle crash and apparently used the insurance, you know, coverage money to found a software making company just for the sake of trying something different. That's quite hilarious.
Interesting motivation to get open the game company.
Alright then, we'll grind more off screen and we'll try to beat off more Father Gascoigne in the next part, so see you for that.
I don't want to beat him off.
It's important for the hunting is to beat the meat. See ya.
See ya.